Did you know that when you ride the Zumanjaro Drop of Doom, you can experience a free fall at 90 miles per hour? Or that the Slingshot is a human catapult that will make you feel forces of up to 5 Gs? Today, we're going to show you the 20 most terrifying attractions in the world. Let's watch it. It's fascinating. Zumanjaro Drop of Doom. After roller coasters, one of the most popular attractions are free fall rides. You know, those rides where you're strapped into a modified elevator, only to be dropped unexpectedly, making you feel the full emptiness of free falling. Well, this one is the tallest ride in that category. It's the Zumanjaro Drop of Doom. You can find it at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey. It was inaugurated on July 4th, 2014, and since then, it has earned a reputation as one of the scariest rides in the park, featuring the world's tallest free fall. The structure of the Zumanjaro is integrated within the King Ka roller coaster, which we'll talk about later. It consists of a massive tower standing at 415 feet tall. As is typical with these rides, passengers are lifted in a gondola, with the ascent being tortuously slow to build anticipation and nerves. Once at the top, the passengers pause briefly before the gondola is released without warning. The fall reaches speeds of up to 90 miles per hour and lasts approximately 10 seconds, which is much longer than other free fall rides. And of course, the adrenaline makes those 10 seconds feel terrifyingly eternal. The Slingshot. This ride answers the age-old question: what would it feel like to be the projectile in a slingshot? Introducing the incredible Slingshot at the Magical Midway Thrill Park in Orlando, Florida, the largest human slingshot in the world. I'm not sure how many other human slingshots there are, but being the largest makes this one pretty impressive. At first glance, it might not seem like much, as it consists of 2 metal towers forming a giant slingshot using bungee cords as bands. And of course, between the cords is a special chair for 2 passengers, who are launched up to a height of 400 feet, reaching speeds of up to 100 miles per hour. During the launch, passengers experience up to 5 Gs of gravitational force, making the acceleration feel intense throughout the body. What's more, after the initial launch, the chair bounces several times on the cord, causing acceleration from different directions. Finally, the chair slowly returns to the ground, but by then, you'll have had enough adrenaline to make the trip to the park well worth it. Crocosaurus Cove. This is the closest we'll ever get to a real Jurassic Park. And trust me, the experience is more than enough to make you reconsider the idea of reviving dinosaurs. It's the unique Crocosaurus Cove, located in the heart of Darwin, Northern Territory, Australia. This theme park is almost entirely dedicated to Australian reptiles, particularly the iconic Australian saltwater crocodiles, which are the largest living reptiles in the world. Among the park's attractions is a vast collection of reptiles and several crocodile feeding shows. But the main and most important attraction is the so-called Cage of Death that you see here. In this experience, you are submerged in a transparent cage within the habitat of saltwater crocodiles, which are then fed so you can see them in action just inches away from you. And of course, it's very different to see one of these reptiles from a distance compared to having one swim right in front of you, especially since crocodiles often hide most of their body underwater, so seeing them swim so close gives you a real sense of their true size. Not for those with a fear of reptiles. Fahrenheit. The great thing about amusement parks and their attractions is that even if, over time, they lose their world records, they remain incredibly thrilling, records or no records. That's exactly the case with the Fahrenheit roller coaster at Hershey Park in Hershey, Pennsylvania. This roller coaster opened on May 24, 2008, and at the time, it was the steepest roller coaster in the world, with the sharpest drop, standing 121 feet tall with a first drop angle of 97 degrees and a speed of 58 miles per hour. Today, it's been surpassed by several other roller coasters in terms of steepness, now ranking only 9th. However, according to many roller coaster enthusiasts, Fahrenheit's drop is one of the best designed, making the experience more terrifying than other, steeper coasters. The track spans a total length of 2,700 feet and takes approximately 1 minute and 25 seconds to complete. However, the most important part is the 90-degree ascent, followed by the famous drop. Orlando Star Flyer. I've always wanted to ride one of those giant swing rides, so let's take a look at the biggest one of its kind. It's the Orlando Star Flyer, located in Icon Park in Orlando, Florida. It opened in June 2018 and has since been the tallest swing ride in the world, standing at an impressive 450 feet. The seats spin around the tower at speeds of up to 45 miles per hour, with the centrifugal force lifting the seats higher and higher as it accelerates. The ride on the Orlando Star Flyer lasts about 3 to 4 minutes, enough time to feel the adrenaline, but also to enjoy the panoramic view of the park. Someday, I'll ride you, Star Flyer. Someday. Sky Coaster. Technically speaking, it's not really a roller coaster, but mechanically, it functions just like one, giving you an extreme ride filled with drops and accelerations that flood your body with adrenaline. The difference is that instead of using a cart on rails, it uses a giant bungee line suspended from a massive tower around which you swing wildly. This is what's known as a sky coaster, and this one here is the tallest in the world. It's the Sky Coaster in Kissimmee, located in the city of the same name at the Fun Spot America Park. It's a true giant among attractions of its kind, standing at an impressive 91 meters tall. The ride can accommodate up to 3 passengers who are lifted to the top of the tower and then released to experience a thrilling free fall, followed by an incredible pendulum swing that simulates the sensation of flying with nothing but a harness on. Tell us in the comments, do you think this is more exciting than a regular roller coaster? The Smiler. The most fun part of roller coasters is the crazy twists. The more twists and the wilder they are, the better. Or at least that was the design philosophy when creating this unusual attraction. Let me introduce you to the unsettling The Smiler, located at the Alton Towers Resort in Staffordshire, England. Since its opening in 2013, it has become the roller coaster with the most twists, loops, and inversions in the world, holding the record to this day with 14 inversions, including loops, rolls, and twists. There are very few sections of this roller coaster where you won't be spinning or flipping in one way or another. It has an initial height and drop of 98 feet, after which the twists begin. The track has a total length of 3,840 feet, and the ride lasts approximately 2 minutes and 45 seconds, with a maximum speed of 53 miles per hour, much longer than other rides. The entire Alton Towers theme park has a surreal horror theme, and the Smiler is no exception. While waiting in line, visitors are told the story of how the Ministry of Joy has sent them to the Smiler to force them to smile permanently. This theme is present throughout the attraction, from the queue to the design of the trains and the inversions, and even during the ride there are visual and sound effects. Since its opening, it has been one of the most popular and iconic attractions in the park, and, in general, one of the most popular roller coasters in the UK. Giant Canyon Swing. The Grand Canyon is one of those places you have to visit, not only because it's one of the most breathtaking places in the world, because it is, but also because there are some must-see, spine-chilling attractions in this natural wonder, like what we see here. It's the Giant Canyon Swing, located at the Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park in Colorado, USA. This attraction is perched on the edge of a cliff that sits approximately 7,100 feet above sea level. That's the whole point. It's a massive hydraulic swing that lifts you roughly 1,300 feet above the canyon's abyss, giving you a sensation of emptiness and free flight. The swing can hold up to 4 passengers at a time, seated in pairs next to each other, and swings at an angle of nearly 112 degrees, reaching speeds of up to 50 miles per hour. This extreme angle and fast speed create an intense sensation of free fall and acceleration. Storm Runner. There's more than one way to make a roller coaster thrilling, and in this case, they chose acceleration as the key factor. Meet the incredible roller coaster known as Storm Runner at Hershey Park in Pennsylvania. It opened in 2004 and has been one of the most exhilarating roller coasters, thanks to a hydraulic launch system that propels passengers from 0 to 72 miles per hour in just 2 seconds. After this stunning acceleration, it reaches a maximum height of 150 feet and features a vertical drop, followed by a loop and several twists. The Storm Runner track has a total length of 2,700 feet, and the entire ride lasts approximately 1 minute, which is relatively short. However, it's a park favorite because the only time it slows down is at the very end, ensuring one of the biggest adrenaline rushes in the entire world of roller coasters. Formula Rosa. The billionaires of the Middle East love luxury cars, so it's no surprise that one of the largest amusement parks in the UAE is Ferrari-themed. And of course, the roller coaster in this park has to be one of the fastest in the world. We're talking about Formula Rosa at Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi. It's known for being the fastest roller coaster in the world in terms of top speed, reaching a mind-blowing 149 miles per hour in just 4.9 seconds. All thanks to advanced hydraulic propulsion systems. As you might expect, the cars are themed around the world of Formula One and are designed to resemble race cars. The track is approximately 1.37 miles long, and the ride is so fast that it finishes in just 1 minute and 32 seconds. Due to the high speeds, it's one of the few attractions where wearing safety goggles is mandatory. You're going so fast that even a grain of sand could cause serious eye damage. Yukon Striker. Now that we've seen the fastest roller coaster in the world, let's check out the one with the tallest vertical drop. We're talking about Yukon Striker at Canada's Wonderland in Vaughan, Ontario. It was inaugurated relatively recently, in 2019, and quickly became famous for having the tallest vertical drop of all, with an impressive and terrifying 246-foot drop, where passengers experience a 90-degree free fall, meaning a perfect right angle. The track covers approximately 0.68 miles through loops, twists, and tight curves. During the infamous drop, it reaches a maximum speed of up to 81 miles per hour, making it also the fastest vertical drop roller coaster. Ka. Do you remember when we talked about how the Zumanjaro Drop of Doom was integrated into the structure of a roller coaster? Well, that's this one, Ka, which, by the way, holds the record for the highest altitude. Located at Six Flags Great Adventure in Jackson, New Jersey, Ka has a maximum height of 456 feet, making it a true titan among roller coasters. But that's not its only record. It also has the highest launch acceleration in the world, going from 0 to 128 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds. This means that the thrill isn't just in descending the 456 feet, but also in ascending them at full speed. Now, Ka has a relatively short and fast track, measuring approximately 3,118 feet in length, and the entire ride lasts around 28 seconds, making it one of the quickest roller coaster experiences in the world. Insanity Las Vegas. Las Vegas is the city of excess, so you can be sure that when they seek adrenaline, they seek it to the max, and this is a perfect example of that, the attraction known as Insanity. It's located atop the Stratosphere Tower at an altitude of approximately 900 feet, making it one of the highest points in the entire city. The attraction itself consists of a platform with extendable arms holding gondolas. Once in operation, the arms and gondolas spin at high speeds, creating a sensation of weightlessness and suspending passengers over the edge of the tower. The ride generates up to 3 Gs of gravitational force and tilts up to 70 degrees. That has to be truly terrifying. It gives me vertigo just looking at it. Terrordactyl. This is the swing to end all swings and the worst nightmare for those afraid of heights. Let me introduce you to the curious Terrordactyl. Functionally speaking, it's the same as any swing, only taken to the most extreme levels. What we have here is a special chair attached to a bungee cord and suspended 600 feet above the ground in the abyss of a canyon. Participants are strapped into the chair, which is then launched into the void, reaching speeds of up to 62 miles per hour. Perhaps the scariest part is that being secured by just one cord, the chair creates an unpredictable pendulum effect that makes you fly in circles through the canyon uncontrollably. And of course, since you can't see the cord or the chair, it feels like you're floating out of nowhere. I'd think twice before getting on, but I'd still do it. Wouldn't you? Big Shot Las Vegas. Apparently, Insanity isn't the only extreme attraction on the roof of the Stratosphere Tower. There's also the terrifying Big Shot, one of the scariest drop towers of all. It's situated right at the top of the tower, even higher than Insanity, at a height of approximately 1,150 feet above the famous Las Vegas Strip. In this case, the thrill is more in the ascent than in the descent, as the Big Shot accelerates upward, reaching speeds of 45 miles per hour, which translate to at least 4 Gs of gravitational force. Is it possible to focus on the view of Las Vegas from the air with so much adrenaline in your body? Typhoon. The title of the roller coaster with the steepest drop is perhaps the most contested title in the world of attractions, as several share this title, given that the angle of a drop can manifest in different ways. That's the case with Typhoon, which holds the title for the steepest drop in Europe. It's located at Bobbejaanland, a theme park in Belgium, and since its inauguration in 2004, it has gradually earned the distinction of being one of the scariest attractions in Europe. It has a maximum height of approximately 82 feet, which isn't that much, but what really gives it its fame is an initial drop at a 97-degree angle, arranged in such a way that people are momentarily upside down, creating the terrifying illusion that the car is about to topple forward before the drop. The Typhoon track has a length of 2,198 feet, and the entire ride lasts approximately 1 minute and 30 seconds. After the first drop, there's a vertical loop, a zero-G roll, and 2 heartline rolls, which provide a sensation of weightlessness after the initial scare of the drop. Seretti Flyer. Creating a fairground ride that gives you goosebumps might seem difficult, but in reality, all you need to do is take a simple concept and scale it up several times, as we see with this ride, the Seretti Flyers at Busch Gardens in Tampa, Florida. Functionally speaking, this attraction is just a set of simple hydraulic swings. However, its immense scale is what makes it truly thrilling, as its massive size allows it to reach a maximum height of approximately 135 feet and speeds of up to 42 miles per hour. Since the swing has a pendulum motion, there are negative and positive forces, so you can feel both a lack of gravity and intense gravity. According to those who've ridden it, it's much more terrifying than it appears, earning it a reputation as a hidden gem at Busch Gardens. Sledder. Usually, roller coasters have little to do with real mountains, but in this case, they blend into one. Meet the intriguing Sledder, located in the United Arab Emirates, specifically on the country's highest peak, Ras Al Khaimah. This makes it the highest ride ever created, standing at an altitude of about 5,510 feet above sea level. The attraction is designed to take advantage of the steep slopes and use gravity itself to propel riders at high speeds through the mountain's chasms. The sleds can reach speeds of up to 25 miles per hour, fast enough to feel the adrenaline and enjoy the mountain scenery at the same time. The entire ride lasts about 8 minutes, which is quite long for a roller coaster since enjoying the stunning mountainous landscape is part of the experience, in addition to the curves, twists, and slopes. Kilamanjaro. We couldn't leave out some water park attractions from this list, so here's the tallest water slide in the world. Kilamanjaro, located at Aldeia das Águas Park Resort in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. This slide boasts an impressive height of 164 feet, earning it the Guinness World Record for the tallest water slide in the world. To give you an idea, its height is comparable to a 17-story building. Thanks to its height and steep incline, riders can reach speeds of up to 62 miles per hour while descending, and much of the slide is designed to gradually slow down visitors given the tremendous speeds. Now, whether water parks are more fun than regular amusement parks, well, that's something we can debate in the comments. What do you think? Xcream Las Vegas. This curious attraction is essentially a simple seesaw. But trust me, it's the most terrifying seesaw in the world. Meet the spine-chilling Xcream. Located on the iconic stratosphere at over 264 meters on the observation deck, where we also saw some other attractions. It consists of a roller coaster car on a small track that moves like a seesaw, causing the car to drop towards the more tilted side at full speed, simulating freefall. And all of this just above the end of the tower, creating a chilling illusion that it might fall, especially since the track has no stopper. But don't worry, as the system is very safe and the car is stopped by an invisible magnetic brake. Look at those drops. I've known people who wouldn't ride this attraction even for all the money in the world. Would you? Steel Dragon 2000. Roller coasters are amazing, and I think we can all agree on that. But because they're so fast, their rides usually don't last long. So sometimes you end up waiting in long lines for just a minute of the ride, sometimes even less. That's why the creators of this one decided to extend the ride time as much as possible while never slowing down. Introducing the incredible Steel Dragon 2000 at Nagashima Spa Land in Kuwana, Japan. It stands 318 feet tall and stretches 8.1 feet long, making it the longest roller coaster in the world. But it's not slow. It reaches speeds of up to 95 miles per hour. The ride on Steel Dragon 2000 lasts about 4 minutes, which is eternal by roller coaster standards. Throughout the ride, there are tunnels, tight turns, and high-speed sections, so even though the course is rather linear, you'll never be bored. I do wonder, though, what the wait times are like for this roller coaster. Takabisha. Perhaps the most exciting part of these attractions is the loops. After all, they are the most anticipated by visitors. So, with this one, the creators simply asked, what if we made a roller coaster that was just loops? We're talking about Takabisha at Fuji-Q Highland in Fuji-Yoshida, Japan. Opened in 2011, it gained worldwide fame for its 121-degree drop, making it the roller coaster with the steepest drop in the world. And of course, This steep drop is necessary for the track to have 7 loops, which would be impossible without such extreme inclines. It has a height of 141 feet and a total length of 3,294 feet, with maximum speeds of 62 miles per hour. The ride starts with a fast and exciting launch that takes riders through the first 4 loops. Then the train slows down and begins to climb a vertical hill. At the top, riders experience a brief pause before facing the 121-degree drop, followed by the remaining 3 loops. Spin Dizzy. Of all the themes a theme park might have, excavators are undoubtedly some of the strangest. But that didn't stop the quirky Diggerland chain of theme parks with locations in the United States and Great Britain. And well, as you can imagine, all the rides and attractions in the park revolve around heavy construction machinery, including this one, known as Spin Dizzy, which is the park's most popular attraction. What we have here is a JCB JS220 excavator, one of the heaviest on the market, which has been modified to add a gondola with seats right at the end of the excavator's bucket. During the experience, the excavator spins rapidly and jerks around, moving the bucket to give visitors the scare of their lives. Each ride on Spin Dizzy can accommodate up to 8 passengers, but usually only 3 or 4 people get on at a time. What can I say? It's a bit crude in terms of attractions, but there's no denying you'll feel the adrenaline riding this bizarre excavator. X2. Most roller coasters use cars, but this one found another option that will honestly make your hair stand on end. Introducing the X2 at Six Flags Magic Mountain in Valencia, California. Instead of cars, the X2 has special seats that rotate 360 degrees on a horizontal axis, adding another dimension of movement to the roller coaster. Hence, it's often called a 4D roller coaster as the seats spin, creating a unique positioning experience. The X2 stands 217 feet tall, with an initial drop of 213 feet, reaching a maximum speed of 76 miles per hour. While not as fast as some others we've seen, the movement of the seats during the ride creates an even greater sense of speed and falling. The entire ride lasts about 2 minutes, during which you can experience several inversions, steep drops, and of course the dynamic seat spins. There's even a section where flamethrowers shoot fire close to you. Since its opening, the X2 has been recognized as one of the most innovative and thrilling roller coasters in the world. However, it has gained a reputation for being one of the toughest and most overwhelming rides, to the point where even adrenaline junkies consider it a real challenge. Booster Loop. If you're afraid of heights and also claustrophobic, you might want to look away, because this attraction combines both fears to give you an unimaginable adrenaline boost. We're talking about the Booster Loop water slide at Aqua Park in Switzerland. The experience starts with visitors entering a closed capsule at the top of the slide. Once inside, the floor of the capsule suddenly opens, dropping the visitor into freefall. The slide then curves rapidly upwards in a full vertical loop, using the initial freefall speed to propel the person through the loop. At its fastest, you can reach speeds of up to 53 miles per hour. Aqua Spinner. Sometimes we wish the experience of sliding down a water slide could last longer. And well, with a bit of technological help, the creators at Poland Water Parks have managed to create what is essentially an endless slide. Rather than a single slide, the Aqua Spinner is a series of interconnected slides on a rotating platform that gradually spins to move people through the slides using gravity. The ride on the Aqua Spinner involves rafts entering the platform via a main slide. As the raft moves, the rotation of the platform creates rises and falls similar to those found on a roller coaster. After many spins and movements, the series of slides ends with a final slide that shoots you out at high speed towards the exit. And there you have it. If you love adrenaline and theme parks, you now have a great list of places to visit. But in the meantime, here are 2 options that you'll surely love.